Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am also doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Yes. Where are
hmm
you from?
I am from America, but I live in France.
So right now you live in the France, right?
Correct. Yes.
Uh, yes. Okay, yeah, it's lovely to meet you. So this is my first time in Cambly. So just a little
Welcome.
bit nervous right now, but okay, it's okay because I can meet you. Okay, happy right now.
Yes, I'm very happy that you are here. It's so great that you have chosen to try Cambly.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I decided to using Cambly because um, right now I'm preparing for my IELTS speaking part one. So I think so. I already know that Cambly is the best way for me to improve more about speaking skills. So yes, you know.
hmm Yeah, definitely. And what you said the IELTS test?
Yes, IELTS test.
And so, are you interested in attending a university in an English-speaking country?
Mm, so right now I'm really happy to living here, but sometimes I really want to have more opportunities to learn and grow in some universities, you know, so where English is their mother tongue. So
Of course.
okay, so I think that maybe I will. So in Vietnam, when I finish my university in Vietnam, I will go to I will go to Australia or Singapore like that to learn university in there or
Mhm.
Finland because I find that something like their curriculums are developed much more than Vietnam, you know.
hmm hmm Yeah, definitely. And if your goal is to become a fluent English speaker, then I think it is a great idea to go to a university in a country where English is the mother tongue.
Yes.
Um, but I do want to say that that you have a good accent.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have been learning English just over 3 years, 3 years. But you know, but at the first step, I have learned English is that I just how to use the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, but
Mhm.
I use it in the British, but now I'm thinking much about my accent because I think that my accent just kind of the American accent, yes, but my
Mhm.
pronunciation is kind of the British, you know.
Yes, and I always tell my students that the that the goal of communication is for one person to is for someone to understand you,
Yes.
right? And so pronunciation is much more important than which accent you have.
Yeah.
There are dare I say there are millions of English speakers out there who have a mixed accent,
Mm-hmm.
right? So um, unless you really want to have an American accent, like it is your dream to have an American accent, it is not something that I would try to um, I don't know, work on too much,
Mm-hmm.
especially early on in your learning, like you are now. I think right now for you specifically, um, it will be important to broaden your vocabulary.
Yes.
Because for the IELTS tests, there are several options for which type of prompt you will receive. So even though it is good to prepare for the test taking part, the most important thing to focus on when we are preparing for these speaking tests are to learn a wide range of vocabulary, so that you have access to specific vocabulary for your different prompts, and that will help raise your score.
Yeah, so you know that in the IELTS exam, so we must use a lot of high-level vocabulary. But yes, so but I think that about my pronunciation is quite good. Just about my grammar, just about my vocab, because it's too weak right now. So I think that maybe I will wait about 1 or 2 years. Yeah, I think that until then I will get an IELTS just about 7.0. Yes, because 7.0 is a long-term goal for me, for my universities, and also for my job. So I don't know when I grow up more about when in the future. I don't care about the how much core of the band I will get it, but just now my dream is okay. So just get 7.0 core of the band, you know.
Yeah, and those are great goals to have. And earlier you mentioned that IELTS it requires high level vocabulary terms, right? But I think the most important thing, other than high level vocabulary terms, is using natural phrases, right? The more natural you sound, the higher the score you will get. And sometimes what happens with students is they try to incorporate high level vocabulary into their IELTS test. But this vocabulary, it may not sound natural in the context, and it may be an inappropriate, not like a bad word to use, but there are just other better words to use. So I would focus on perfecting the words that you already know, as well as just bring in vocabulary on different subjects, like and a great way to do this is to simply read articles. That is something that I do with my students to help them prepare for the IELTS test. Is I have them read articles out loud to me, and then that way I can correct their pronunciation. We will review the vocabulary, any new vocabulary that we see in the article, and we will also have a chance to talk about the article and have a discussion so that you can practice with vocabulary.
So, like, by the way, read a lot of articles. So right now I'm curious about how, like, read the articles by anyway. So how we can read our articles, because I never read it before. Yes.
Yes. So have you ever heard of a website called angu.com?
No, I just know about the bbc.com yeah, the voa.com, and yeah, tat.com. So this is one of my this is one of my favorite channel or website.
And those are great channels.
Yes.
But for my English, but for you know, but I think with angu.com, one thing that is great about angu.com is it has you know, articles that are separated by different subjects. So if you feel that you are weak in your travel vocabulary, you can read travel articles. You can read articles about expressions. And I'm sure you're looking now, but before you read the article, it will give you a list of vocabulary terms from the article with definitions and example sentences. You can press a button to hear how it is pronounced. Right? And this is what I use with my students, because it is perfect for a half an hour lesson. It gives us enough time to go over the vocabulary, read the article, and then it gives us about 10 to 15 minutes to talk about the article as well.
So when you use the articles, so like just write down the new words in the notebook, and also read in exam, and read new vocab.
So what I would suggest to you is, during the lesson, I would focus on the speaking part, and I would not write a lot of things down. But after the lesson is finished, you can watch the lesson again. You can watch the lesson again, and then I would take time to, while you are watching the lesson, have a pen, a Post-it note, or some paper with you, and like you said, sit there and write down the vocabulary. You know, if you use flashcards or if you use Anki, I would add it to your Anki deck or to your flashcards. Yeah, so that's a way that you can you know, focus on your speaking, and then after the lesson, you can kind of review everything that you read. You can hear yourself speak. You know, that's another cool thing about watching the lesson again, is you can hear yourself speak, and oh, why did I say it like that? I should have said this, right? Because if I correct you, then, you know, it may help you or it may not, you know. But when you correct yourself, that is much more effective than when I correct you.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, so right now I know this way how to read a lot of articles to improve more about the high vocabulary. So for me, that actually I have a YouTube channel, so I want to post this conversation, just keeping as a memories, and I want to say it again to write down more some grammar structure and vocab, because that something you say that I don't understand much. So okay, is it okay?
Oh, please, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
And also, if you could, you know, give me a shout out. I also have a channel on YouTube. It's called Alan Teaches English.
Yes.
You can check it out too if you would like. Yes, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. So thank you so much today. So I hope I get more chance to talk to you again, and it's lovely to meet you, and you inspired me a lot of things in my speaking, especially in my IELTS exam. So thank you so much, and goodbye.
It was a pleasure. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.
Yes.